I see so many videos about American college life, and as your resident Canadian college life girly, or should I say university girly, I'm gonna give you the differences between our social scene compared to our neighbors down south. So if you want more Canadian content, follow along. But first off, Yik Yak is like not a thing here. It is a thing in terms of you can get it and download it, but nobody uses it, which is in high contrast to a lot of colleges in these states. I've heard so many story times about people's lives being ruined by this app because people are leaking other people's deepest, darkest secrets. And if you don't know, Yik Yak is where you can post like anonymously about anyone, and every school has their own Yik Yak, like their own forum. So it just ends up being a big gossip ring. And if you're in the GTA, like Richmond Hill, Newmarket, in like 2016, our equivalent was, oh, I forget the name, Ask FM. Oh my God, flood of memories. That was literally like my reality TV. It's just crazy to me that full grown adults are still doing that. Like, please grow up. We don't really have frats and sororities. So they do exist, but there's usually not a house. And when there is, it's not affiliated with the university, which given how much y'all haze down there, crazy. And speaking of hazing, it doesn't get talked about as much here, but it happens, especially on sports teams. A lot of big US schools, like the typical ones, have tailgates, homecoming, huge frat parties. We do kind of have that here, but I'd say that it's a lot more tame. Our Hokos do get really rowdy sometimes though. Also in the US, a lot of students live on campus for more than their first year. This isn't always the case, but in Canada, the dominant thing is that you're on residence only for first year. And lastly, in the US, drinking culture is a lot more secretive. Pretty sure that's the only Western country in the world that has the drinking age that high. People use fake IDs, they drink in dorms, frats, basements, and like a secretive way. They have to hide it from the cops. The legal age here is 18 or 19 depending on the province. So it's normalized, it's open. I feel like maybe there's less of a culture of getting absolutely wasted all the time. I mean, that does happen, but it doesn't happen because people are trying to hide it and they're not familiar with it. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's definitely a lot more than that. So drop any differences that I may have missed because I'm super nosy about this topic.